and a huge night for your career as well.
Massive night for my career. So yeah, victorious 100%. That's my goal, that's my plan, and that's my motivation. So yeah, looking forward to it. Respect to the team. May the best man win.
Well, my thoughts on it is that Jake Paul's had a lot of accusations over the years for a guy who's had no amateur fights. What's he had, about 10 or 12
fights, yeah.
Fights, I'm not sure what he's had. And, you know, you look at the opposition he's had and people saying, when's he going to fight somebody? He stepped up. He's stepping up to a two-time world champion, a genuine heavyweight, a proper heavyweight champion, and an active fighter. And this is a big moment for him.
Netflix will stream Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua on December 19th. An 8-round battle with 3-minute rounds, answering every troll who said Jake only fights smaller opponents.
AJ is 6'6", 250. Even if AJ just wants to keep him on the end of a jab, look at the reach. He's got a 6-inch reach on Jake. And trust me, the Chloe concept has told me the 6 inches is more than enough. Okay? So that's going to be a problem. Again, not even talking about the fact that AJ is more dangerous with just his power, but the jab, the reach, the extent, turnover of the right hand, he's going to be able to hit Jake at range. Jake can't even hit him. 43 amateur fights, 32 pro fights. He's 28-4. He's an Olympian. He's a gold medalist. He's won the world title. Delusional, yes. Very rich, yes. It's insane.
You wanted him to face someone his size and age. Here he is, going up against a 2-time world champion. The rules are fully professional. AJ must weigh in under 245 pounds after tipping the scales above 250 in recent fights, and both fighters will wear regulation 10-ounce gloves.
If Anthony Joshua wants to turn up and just make it look like an exhibition, I don't know what that helps Anthony Joshua do besides get a big paycheck. If that's all he needs and that's all he wants, given the fact that he's been demolished by Daniel Dubois in his most recent fight, I thought Anthony was built of sterner stuff than that.
But many people just want to see Joshua back in a ring, Simon.
But
they want to see him fight again.
Well, they want to. No, they don't. They want to see him fight a legitimate fighter. They want to see if Anthony Joshua is now done. They want to see if Anthony Joshua being destroyed by Daniel Dubois is the end of the golden boy journey that apparently rebooted British boxing.
So, this isn't a gimmick. It's a genuine, high-risk heavyweight matchup turned into a high-stakes spectacle. Mark your calendar. The first press conference goes live on November 21st. You can already feel the tension. AJ will need to manage a serious weight cut while maintaining power and timing.
To me, it shows me his desire. Pick up 50 million along the way. Nobody can knock him for this. This is now business. This is business. For Jake Paul, absolutely crazy. Jake Paul is a domestic level professional fighter here in the UK. Would he win a British title? No, I don't think so.
Jake has to close the experience gap and handle the size difference. Every adjustment in camp now matters more than ever. This isn't just a payday or a headline. It's a chess match with haymakers, and we're watching the opening moves. The craziest part? Reactions are split right down the middle. Some fans are hyping Jake up as the new face of fearless matchmaking, praising him for stepping into the fire and taking on a heavyweight wrecking ball like Joshua, calling it the kind of wild energy boxing hasn't seen in years.
Give 100% respect to Jake Paul, but that's a dangerous fight for him. He probably gets knocked out, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad, but Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you seen what happened to him. Yeah. But big respects to Jake Paul. It's gonna be a good card. You know what I mean? It's a big fight. And it's a good fight, man. I give 100% respect to Jake Paul for even taking that.
Meanwhile, the other half of the internet looks at this matchup like Jake has officially lost his mind, asking who wakes up, pours a coffee, and thinks, yeah, I'll fight the 6 feet 6 inches former unified heavyweight champion today. Because, let's be honest, you don't volunteer to stand in front of Anthony Joshua unless you're either incredibly gutsy or completely detached from reality. But that tension, the admiration versus disbelief, guts versus madness, is exactly why this fight has the whole world glued to every update, arguing at every barbershop, and refreshing feeds like it's the season finale of boxing.
Oh, don't count him out. You know, I think that's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. But at the end of the day, you know, we could have a big upset, you know. But I think that AJ is too much for Jake Paul at this point, and he's bigger than Jake Paul, in my opinion.
Do you think it's competitive? A lot of people are saying if AJ doesn't get him out of there in 2 rounds, it'll be a huge embarrassment.
I don't think that's not the case, that he's gonna get Jake Paul. At the end of the day, Jake Paul has been training hard too, and he's a pretty good fighter. I don't think he would take him out in 2-3 rounds.
And just when you thought the experts had hit maximum disbelief, boom, David Haye walks in with energy so sharp it could cut through AJ's heavy bag. The way he reacted, you'd think someone told him Jake Paul just challenged a freight train. He's sitting there like, this is real. Not a prank, not a skit. And honestly, we're all right there with him, me, all of us. We're watching AJ train like a man who cranked the difficulty up to max for fun, while Jake's out here trying to convince the universe he's ready for heavyweight chaos. And Haye didn't sugarcoat a thing.
Derek said yesterday that he could see Jake leaving in an ambulance. Do you think it's that dangerous of a fight for Jake?
I think this fight, if you get knocked out, there's one thing, Ngannou getting knocked out with one shot, he's a big man. When you get hit by someone like Anthony Joshua, it's gonna put you out. And if you get put out, likelihood is you might need to go to the hospital to get a brain scan. Hopefully this isn't the case. He's not gonna be dehydrated because it's at heavyweight. I think it'd be more of a quick explosive knock.
Basically said Jake's best punch would bounce off Joshua like a pebble hitting a tank, and AJ's return shot might have Jake Googling the nearest medical facility. But the wild part? Haye still gives him credit, because choosing AJ is like walking past every roller coaster in the park and saying, nah, put me on the one that loops upside down over the shark tank. It's bravery, strategy, delusion, marketing, maybe all 4. And whether you praise Jake for the guts or think he's auditioning for the most dramatic plot twist of 2024, Haye's message is clear. AJ doesn't lose anything, Jake risks everything, and we get a show nobody predicted, but everybody's watching.
It's a no-win situation. There's nothing he's done in any of his previous fights where you can say, well, if he does this, that's going to work against Anthony Joshua. I think his Jake Paul's best shot bounces off Anthony Joshua, and I think the opposite isn't the case. I think AJ gets him out of there very comfortably, and he'll get paid probably one of his highest paychecks ever. So it's I think it's a no-lose situation for Anthony Joshua. It's an easy night's work for a lot of profile.
All right, straight off David Haye's hot take, Gareth Davies lays it out cold. This is a payday for AJ, not a master plan for legacy redemption. The fight's official rules: 8 3-minute rounds, 10-ounce gloves, AJ under 245 pounds. Make it a sanctioned heavyweight bout, which matters. It removes the just an exhibition escape hatch and puts real pressure on Joshua to do the job. Gareth's chalkboard point? If AJ doesn't finish Jake early, think before the end of round 2, his rep takes a hit the size of a stadium scoreboard. That's right. The optics are brutal. Win big and AJ gets the bag plus a US visibility boost. Fail to put Jake away and Twitter will have a field day. We both know commissions and purists are grumbling, but money talks, and this one screams cash. Bottom line, it's high reward with glaring risk, and AJ walks into those rounds with everyone watching the stopwatch.
It is 10-ounce gloves. It is a boxing match. It's not an exhibition. This isn't a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. This is one of the most dangerous finishers in the world, who is probably 5 levels above Jake Paul and a weight division above him. I think it's irresponsible to let those two in a ring together in a proper boxing match. That's my view. It doesn't damage his bank balance, but if he earns $70 million US for this.
Now flip to Chris Mannix. He gives Jake credit you can't fake. The man has gone from trying to make weight for a 135-pound exhibition to preparing as a cruiser to heavyweight in just weeks, swapping sparring partners and running a full heavyweight camp in Puerto Rico. Mannix reminds us Jake's not just a meme, he's faced mammoth stadium pressure before. 125 million viewers, remember? And he has a right hand that lands clean. Still, Mannix keeps it real. This is more about a plausible shock than a likely upset. A 1 in a million knockout is possible, not impossible. Here's the savage truth. AJ has to dominate the early rounds to silence critics and protect his legacy. Jake has to pull off the impossible with timing, a game plan, and one clean shot. You, me, the whole crew, we're glued because it's equal parts spectacle and technical gamble. Expect fireworks, expect controversy, and expect everyone talking about this long after the final bell.
Maybe there's a bit of a cat and mouse game in the first round. Jake could get knocked down in the first round and get up. Second round gets obliterated in the same way that Francis Ngannou gets obliterated. Enormous credit to Jake Paul for this, who is putting together the most unique box rec in professional boxing history. Nate Diaz is on his box rec. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is on his box rec. Mike Tyson is on his box rec. And come December 19th, Anthony Joshua is going to be on his box rec.
And Anderson Silva, remember?
Anderson Silva, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. Ridiculous box rec.
And rolling straight out of the Gareth Davies stopwatch pressure into Chris Mannix's 1-in-a-million shot energy, we crash headfirst into Derek Chisora's world. This man walks into the conversation like someone handed him a microphone and a matchstick at the same time. Chisora hears AJ versus Jake Paul and doesn't blink. He starts talking like he already placed a bet on a first-round explosion. While we're analyzing strategy and legacy, Chisora's like, forget all that. I want teeth flying. I want chaos. I want someone filing an insurance claim. And the way he praises Jake? Bro, he does it like Jake Paul summoned this fight into existence just by writing it in a diary. Then Chisora flips the switch and basically tells AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, we'll be clowning you forever. And honestly, he's not wrong. You, me, the whole timeline will be on Joshua if this turns into a cardio session. When he says AJ could drop Jake just by blowing on him, I nearly fell out of my chair. That's how certain he is.
It's not a game because I want to see some blood. I want to see somebody's teeth falling out. So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony. I was like, listen, I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's going to be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. It has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, you know, people are going to be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Derek's already booking his flight to Miami like he's going to watch a public execution, not a boxing match. And the wild part? As crazy as he sounds, he's saying what half the boxing world is thinking but too scared to tweet after 9 p.m. So buckle up. If Gareth gave us the stakes and Mannix gave us the math, Derek Chisora just gave us the unfiltered, bar fight version of reality, and it's glorious. After everything we've broken down, here's the bottom line. This fight isn't just a matchup, it's a cultural moment. A collision that only happens when boxing, celebrity, danger, and pure insanity all decide to throw a party in the same ring. AJ is fighting for pride, reputation, and dominance. Jake is fighting for respect, survival, and the right to say, I told you so, to the whole planet. And the rest of us? We're strapped in, popcorn ready, watching 2 completely different universes crash under the brightest lights possible. No matter who you're backing or how you think it ends, one thing's guaranteed. December 19th will have the boxing world arguing for months.
I'm happy. I'm so happy for AJ because he's doing this for himself. And you have to understand, you have to give so much respect to Jake Paul. You know, whatever he says, he makes it happen. You know, before he was like he wants to fight Anthony Joshua and people were laughing at him. And then suddenly it's happened and people are like, wow, what's going on here? You know, so kudos to that kid, man. He's very good at promoting everything he does.
Now hit the comments and drop your take. Is Jake Paul rewriting the game or writing his own obituary? Is AJ hunting or just collecting? Who walks out on top and who gets exposed? What's the real story when that bell rings? Smash that like button, share this breakdown, and subscribe to Boxing Bloodline.